see it nice to collect money from market people. And then Bola Ahmed Tinubu is collecting money from Nigeria. And the son is also in the way collecting money from Nigeria. And now the daughter also has devised the means. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has prepared the means for the daughter to be collecting money from Nigeria in the market.
Go a lot in the Benin, Oba Benin, start from on this. Go to Iyaloja, which Iyaloja from Iyaloja.
You rejected the beachy player and they want to go and introduce Iyaloja there. Iyaloja is causing lots of commotion across Lagos commercial, cities or communities, whereby a woman will, force himself on traders, force himself on buyers and sellers, starts collecting tolls, unnecessary tolls, unconstitutional tolls.
This Iyaloja issue thing, I don't know why people are just making it an issue. The Iyaloja of exploitation, the Iyaloja of cheating. What is all this all about?
Oba made himself clear to Tinubu's daughter. It is not allowed there, and I'm telling you, it was not allowed in Onitsha, not in Inewi or any part of Igbo land. We have our culture and tradition, and we don't, start in Igbo land by enforcing one kind, leadership in the market, collecting toll from people. We are not part of that, and we are not going to be part of that. As Oba of Benin did, so shall it be in Igbo land.
She cannot have the boldness, the audacity, the impetus, the imperience to go to the Benin city, to go and tell them what to do in their market.
You see, this idea of installing an Iyaloja over Benin markets, it is really about to cause trouble. And let me not say it is wrong or right now, but at the end of this short talk, you will understand. First of all, for those who are saying Igbos are their problem, you need to rethink. If you are saying your problem is in the Igbo, you need to rethink. How has Igbo become your problem? Igbo people trading in your place are doing their businesses. They pay rent when it is due. They obey your land. So how is Igbo your problem? Your real problem is facing you directly, but you always ignore it. I don't know why. Okay, you always want to victimize Igbo. This is your real problem. Something has been imported from somewhere, from Yoruba land. I don't even want to meddle into this so much, but I think I should talk. I think I should comment on it. Something has been imported from afar off Yoruba land because Tinubu is in power. The Iyaloja thing, they are trying to make it a countrywide thing. It is something that should be restricted to Yoruba land alone. I don't know about Igbo markets. I don't know if they have taken charge of Igbo markets, but this is what everyone should resist. Yes, quite all right. In Lagos, they are in charge, even of all the markets dominated by Igbo. But I don't think they should be in charge of markets in Onitsha, in Inewi, in Aba. I don't know how far they have gone, but this case is about Benin people. It is quite an interesting and important development. And I think this goes beyond just cultural disagreement. There is more to this. Let's break it down carefully. Now, the Oba of Benin has taken a firm and cultural grounded stand, and rightly so. The Iyaloja title is historically a Yoruba traditional market title. It is deeply rooted in Oyo and Lagos system. It is not in Benin's ancient kingdom. So the attempt to import it or transplant it into Edo markets, for many, and mostly the Edo people, it is against their culture. And to them too, it is also politically motivated. Perhaps this has to do with 2027 election. Who knows? How to, at the end of the day, how to share money, how to control certain people to vote for. I don't know. Now, looking at it from the cultural perspective and in the area of sovereignty, there is something deeper that the Oba is protecting. I'm not here to defend the Oba of Benin or to oppose, but I'm trying to tell you, if I were to react to this story, the Oba is protecting something deeper about the Benin culture. He doesn't want a kind of, should I say, infringement He doesn't want people to interfere with their culture. Benin has their own traditional system, their hierarchy, and their language for leadership in markets and social organization. You can't, because of Tinubu's 8 years, you destroy everything. Tinubu is going to do 8 years and you introduce Iyaloja, probably to be permanent. And you know, Tinubu's children are the head of this Iyaloja thing. Iyaloja General is Tinubu's daughter. And can you imagine, can you imagine Iyaloja heading a market in the southeast or south-south? I don't think any part of Nigeria will accept that. Now, going back to Benin, to introduce a title that has no root in Benin tradition, I think from the view of the palace, it is like diluting their identity. It is an intrusion. You understand? Just like I'm saying, it is also strange to introduce that in an Igbo community. For example, in an Igbo community, you start using Serki or Oba, using such titles without contest. It's like a disrespect to the existing traditions, and it creates confusion. You understand? And as you know, though not older than that of Igbo, the Benin throne is one of Africa's oldest. Though Igbo thrones are older. And it is revered throne. And their market system is traditionally managed by the Iyeki. So they have their own system. You can't import another system to them because Tinubu is in power. So their own is managed by the Iyeki, not Iyaloja. So the Oba's decision is not just about name. It's about preserving the authentic framework of Benin civilization. Now let's look at it from the political angle, because there is a politics behind this move. According to the statement from the palace, the politicians may be using the market association for their own interest. And this is not a new thing across Nigeria. Markets have become powerful political tools. Whoever controls the market union often controls grassroots mobilization, fundraising, and street influence. So, by rejecting Iyaloja's system, the palace is warning that Edo markets must not become extension of Lagos politics or any external influence. So, this is a quiet but bold defense against political colonization through culture. Now, I still keep saying, Nigerians do not know who are their real problems. They call Igbo. Can you imagine? Now, let's also look at this from another angle. The impact of this on food prices and ordinary people. According to the Benin Palace, they are saying that the political interference, this political, trying to get involved or interfere with Benin's market, is a part of why food price keep rising. Yes, when the traders union become political fronts, they focus more on allegiance and levies than on real market needs. You know this Iyaloja thing, they collect money. Yes, Iyaloja makes money daily from every Lagos market. And it be like say the people, they are longer throw too much. You never do them. So if they manage to succeed and impose this on Benin market, they will also be collecting money from Benin markets. So according to Benin Palace, there is how this affects the prices of goods. Yes. And leading to inflation and even public hardship. So they don't want it. You understand? They said it's also a reminder that culture and economy are connected. And when one is corrupted, the other suffers. And that is it. Now, looking at it from another angle, notice the wisdom in how the palace positioned itself. It said it strongly supports the state government administration, but remains non-partisan. That's traditional diplomacy. They are non-partisan. They support what the government does, but they are non-partisan. The Oba doesn't want conflict with the government, but he's drawing a line. Respect Benin culture. Don't import foreign traditions without consultations. That is what he's trying to say. And here's the wider implication. This issue talks about the larger Nigerian problem, the struggle between local identity and national homogenization. Every region has its own custom. Yet, some people try to standardize or impose title across states, sometimes for political symbolism, sometimes for power expansion. And if things like this are not curtailed, if they are unchecked, such move can quietly wipe off people's cultural diversity and even spark ethnic tension. So, the palace's resistance is also a lesson in cultural federalism. Let every people manage their tradition as they understand them. A particular pastor, my pastor, will say, no, carry your own, join my own. Your own is restricted to your area. We understand the federal idea, but it does not apply in terms of market. Leave our own for us. In rounding up, the move by the Oba of Benin Palace deserves respect. This particular stance, it deserves accolades. For me, it is a defense of heritage and a kind of curtailing what the limits of politics, and a call for cultural awareness. So the palace is not fighting against progress. It is fighting to ensure that progress doesn't erase identity. Edo people have a proud history that predates colonialism, just like the Igbo people, the Yoruba people. And even it predates that Yoruba Iyaloja tradition. So trying to impose the structure in Benin is like telling the Vatican to appoint an imam. That sounds funny. Yes. Different roots, different system. And I will use this opportunity to also advise Benin and the Benin royals to leave Igbanke alone. Igbanke is Igbo. Leave Igbanke. They have the right to choose how they are governed, where they want to belong. Stop interfering with what happens in Igbanke. Igbanke also have the right to choose that they want to be part of Anioma state. You see, you don't want somebody to carry their own, join your own. But you are interfering with Igbanke because of certain leaders of Igbanke at a particular point in time decided to pay a kind of respect to you. That doesn't mean you have to grab Igbanke. See how everybody is crying. Everybody is like charged already because this Iyaloja thing is encroaching Benin. Also leave Igbanke alone. And this is where I will round up. I'm Azuka Oje for IGBO AREA TV. Please share this video widely. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Bye-bye for now.